It's Shitographer again, and it's how it's growing. Don't worry about where I got this shirt from. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about financial institutions, banks, credit unions versus online savings accounts. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna say banks. Okay, I'm not gonna just keep saying credit unions, financial institutions. I'm just gonna say banks, and then online savings for online savings. Okay, we good? Thank you. I find that most people go with the flow of which bank they call home, meaning whichever bank is more prominent in their area, easy to access, they just go ahead and sign up with that bank. I can't stress to do research of which bank provides the best service for your lifestyle and needs. Okay, so for some examples, you may want free checks offered, no annual fees, overdraft services, free life insurance policy, convenient available weekend hours, notary services, electronic deposits of paper checks from your cell phone, laptop, computer, and of course, a great APY, which stands for annual percentage yield for earning dividends on your money just sitting in the account. After you do the research, just because the best bank you come up with isn't on every corner doesn't mean it's not the best choice for you or that it's inconvenient, because that specific bank might offer other services to make up for them not having as many buildings as somebody else, like electronic services, electronic checking, where you can scan your check in or just take a picture of it and they'll deposit in your account. They'll have agreements with ATM companies so that you're not charged an ATM fee. You just have to look on their website and say, hey, find a local ATM and put in the zip code, and it'll tell you, hey, go to the McDonald's. Use the ATM there, no charge. And if they do charge, they probably will offer you to get reimbursed up to 6 ATM fees a month. So please, don't just go with what's prominent. Still pick the best home for your money. Do an internet search. Type in best savings account. See what comes up. NerdWallet usually does the comparisons for you on their websites. But you want to see which is the best place for your money to sit and earn dividends. Only pick a bank that you know has been open for years and has great reviews. If it's a pop-up one on the internet that you don't know about, no, I wouldn't trust it. Even if it has the best rate out there, I still wouldn't trust it. Not at all. But it's your money. You can take that risk if you want to. They might be here today and gone tomorrow. I'm going to stick with somebody that has been around for a while and has a track record that I know and that I can Google and goes back years. Read the fine print. Some banks offer a great rate, but you have to have a certain amount actually deposited to even get that rate. I go with the online savings for me that I don't have to have any money to start the account. It's a regular savings account. I can start it with $0 and I still get that great rate. Because the other ones are like jumbo savings accounts. You got to have like 10,000 or more to get the rate. Not with the online savings one that I go with, $0. And when you Google it, it probably has the best rate out there. Okay, so let's talk about banks, which all inclusive, remember, credit unions, everything. Banks versus online savings. Now, people, old school people get touchy like, oh, I'm not giving up my bank. I'm not asking you to give up your bank. You keep your bank. Okay, I discussed that in a tutorial already. You keep your bank. So I don't want to go too much involved in that when I already discussed it in the other tutorial. Okay, so with online savings, you have to have a bank. Okay, because it's online. Can't walk into the building. It has to be able to receive the money from a bank to the online savings account. So you have to have your bank. You keep your bank, you know. But if your money's just sitting there in savings, think about it. Do the research. If your bank or the banks in your surrounding area, like I said, do the research. If the banks, the highest one I've ever seen was Navy Federal Credit Union at 0.25% for a bank. That's the highest I've seen, without it being a jumbo savings account or anything like that, or you have to be some kind of military or organization. The highest I've seen is 0.25 for a building you can walk into. Online savings, my current one is Marcus GS Bank. The GS stands for Goldman Sachs, but don't look up Goldman Sachs because that's something completely different. Marcus GS Bank. When I signed up, it was GE Capital. Who hasn't heard of GE? Then GS Bank bought it out, and now they call it Marcus GS Bank. It has 2.25% that you get for just your money sitting there. It's just a savings account. And they actually offer a lot now. It used to just be online savings and that's it. But the reason why they can offer better rates online is because what I was explained by them, I started with Capital One 360. What I was explained was they don't have a building. So they don't have to pay building maintenance. They don't have to pay rent on all the buildings across America. They don't have to pay electric, utilities, insurance for the buildings. All they have to do is have somebody that answer the phone. You need help transferring your money? You need help setting up your savings account? That's it. So all they pay is for telephone operators. So they can give you a better interest rate than the financial institutions that have to pay way more money for all the buildings and stuff that they have across America or overseas too. Hi. Okay, Marcus GS Bank, you have to be 18 and older and have credit. So for your kids, if you want them to get the most bang for their buck in Marcus GS Bank, you're going to have to start up the bank account yourself, open up the savings account, put their money in there, and then just do a screenshot and send it to them. Capital One 360 does have a kid's electronic checking and savings account. That's something my daughter has. I transfer money to that, and they have to balance a checkbook. You just go get a check register from the bank and tell them to keep a log and keep track of everything they're spending. But it's electronic checking, meaning there's no checkbook. So they just do credit card, but it's actually a debit card. So if you don't have the money in there, they won't let them withdraw it. But they actually do have a kid's checking savings account at Capital One 360. But the savings account, in the meantime, before she was 18, I started it up in Marcus GS Bank and sent her screenshots. After that, then tried to start up Marcus GS Bank, and she didn't have any credit yet. My credit cards hadn't hit her report yet. So once they hit the report within that month, we were able to go back, secure an account, answer the security questions, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, she has her own GS Bank account. Okay, I want to go over individuals that when they see money, they spend money. There's a whole bunch of those in my family, in my military family. Don't think people, you know how cops might not be the best people that don't break the law. So finance people like myself aren't the best at doing debts and stuff like that. Okay, so for those people, this is what I did when I did their budget. I put it in an account that they didn't have access to. You always have access to your money, but you know what I'm saying? You don't have readily easy available access, like a debit card, ATM card, or whatever. So even if, say, the savings is in, you know, you decide I'm not doing online savings, I'll just use this savings account right here and everything else. They'll ask you, hey, do you want an ATM card for that, debit card for that? Do you want to be able to see it? Tell them no. I don't want to be able to see it when I go to the ATM machine. If I see it, I'm taking it. You know, you can set it up in a completely different account and they ask you all these questions. Say, nope, I don't want a card to it. So you can still always go online. Everything's on the internet. You can still always go online and you'll when you bring up your account, it's going to bring up all your accounts when you go online, and you're going to see the money there. But I would suggest it be an account that you don't use on a regular basis, like paying your bills out of, that you, once you log in, you see it there, you're like, it's looking at me, it wants me. No, it doesn't. It likes growing and multiplying. So put it in an online savings account, or put it in a different bank or something. Just use something else where it's not in your purview. And what I do with these people is I set up an allowance. So when they go in there and they look, because some people, they don't even balance checkbooks. They just go in and see what's available there. I said, but what about all the checks that haven't cleared yet? Oh, I ain't even think about that. Okay, yeah, we'll never get married. So I need you to set up an allowance, because people like, you have an allowance? Yes, that's how I got here today. Once I have my allowance was based off of my budget. So we already went over budgets. So my allowance is based off how much I can afford to give myself for a budget. So I take the allowance. Once it starts running low and I got 2 weeks left of the month, I'm broke. Unless it's an emergency, I'm not spending it. I could have been in the club, but I probably was. And I splurged a little bit too much on alcohol. But now I'm dry. I can't even get no fast food or nothing. I got $2. Nope. If it ain't a necessity, I'm not getting it. So for the people that have, if I see it, I'm going to spend it. Even if I don't see it, I'm still going to spend it. I don't even know it's there. I'm still just going to swipe. You can suspend the credit cards. Don't ever cut them off. You can set it up where you do not have overdraft. I don't know why. Overdraft is for people that's irresponsible as far as I'm concerned. So don't have overdraft. Let it decline you from spending. Period. Set up parameters for yourself and your lifestyle. You know your bad habits. So go ahead and put up parameters so that you will become more disciplined. We good? I did go over this in the other video, but I'm going to touch briefly on it. So if your bank is 0.25%, I'm just going to put you with the highest one that I know about, Native Ukrainian. If it's 0.25% that you get, for people that don't know how to work the APY, this is what I need you to do. Just come up with any money amount. It doesn't matter what it is. Oh, I have $100 to put in savings. That's plenty. It doesn't matter. So take that $100 and then times it by the percentage of your bank. Okay? The number you come up with, you have to divide that by 12, because again, the APY is an annual. That's how much you would get annually if you kept that money in there. So you have to divide that by 12, and that's approximately how much you get paid a month in dividends. Some people don't know what dividends is. That's free money. The bank pays you for your money just sitting there. So they have a certain percentage that they pay you at, and whatever's in the bank at the time that they pay it out, they times it by that, divide by 12, and give you that in dividends. Some of it's daily interest, but it's still only paid monthly, but still, regardless, free money, your money sitting there, they pay you dividends. Some people are like, I didn't know what that penny was popping up in there. Yeah, you probably was getting a penny. Okay, so take that same $100 and then do it by Marcus GS Bank 2.25% and divide by 12. So let's just do simple math, because I don't want to times it out. I don't want to do any of that. I just don't. Okay, so say the annual amount for Native Ukrainian comes out to 12 cents for the year. You divide that by 12, you get 1 penny a month. Anything less than 1 penny a month, I guess by law they have to pay you a penny a month, because I still get my penny, and by that percentage rate, I shouldn't get anything. So they pay you a penny a month. But you take that same money amount and you do it Marcus GS Bank, and it might come up to, I'm lying about this, okay? I'm lying, so I'm letting you know I'm lying. Okay, say it comes up to $1.20. You divide that by 12, you get 10 cents a month. right? 10 cents times 12 is $1.20. Would you rather get 1 penny a month or get 10 cents a month? This is something you have to ask yourself. I've been with, like I said, they first were GE Capital. I've been with them since 2012. When I got with them in 2012, they were 0.90% interest. And now they're 2.25%. I was with Capital One 360. Even Capital One, if you haven't heard of Capital One is a bank definitely on the East Coast and everything. But Capital One, even on their website now, they don't even advertise savings account with their bank. They say go to Capital One 360, which is their online savings. But their online savings is 1%. Again, Marcus Gibbs Bank, 2.25. So this is all I had on banking. I need y'all to do your research and let that money grow. See you.